What's going on, guys? Real Estate Ryan here with the Stawasz Group, and we're here for another business spotlight series in the heart of Fishtown. I'm here with Jon Geeting. He is the president of the Fishtown Neighbors Association, also known as FNA, and we're here to learn a little bit more about what they have going on and how you guys can get involved. So without further ado, Jon, tell us about FNA and how long have you been involved with them, and what are you guys responsible for?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the current president of Fishtown Neighbors Association. I've been on the board since about 2017. We're a civic association, so we're involved in kind of the neighborhood's civic business. Our mission is to bring the Fishtown community together, create those community connections between neighbors. We also have kind of quasi-governmental roles around things like zoning, but we also do things like put on events. We have a pretty busy events calendar throughout the year, and we've got a number of committees that work on different issues in the neighborhood that they're more focused on. And so there's like a big kind of volunteer network associated with the organization. We have our board, I think, is there's 11 at-large members, but then we've got a few committees. I always forget if it's 15 or 16 board members, but that's about how big that is.
Nice.
And then we've got like 5 or 6 different committees that work on like I said, different issues.
Okay, perfect. I mean, when we're talking about committees, then what are a few of the committees that people can get involved with?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, zoning is like a key one. That's like a busy one, has a lot of meetings.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people find out about us that way when a construction project may be happening on their block or kind of nearby, or there's like a more newsworthy kind of thing that people are interested in checking out, and those meetings are usually like 2 or 3 times a month. And then we've got a beautification committee that this great garden that we're in right now, this is owned by the association, called the Rose Garden, and we did a whole planning and fundraising campaign to do this, and that's kind of exemplifies the mission there. It's it's clean and green activities. We do like neighborhood cleanups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we also sometimes have public space projects and kind of larger projects going on that we're working on. We also have a public safety committee that's focused on things like pedestrian improvements, but also like lighting and package theft prevention and 311 trainings and stuff like that.
Nice. So that would include what's right behind us?
Yeah. We have our safety committee. We recently had a curb extension here at Belgrade and Frankfurt that really kind of shrunk up the intersection, made it a lot easier for people walking to cross here. Mm-hmm. And that was like 3 years of advocacy from our safety committee that got that on the city's radar and ended up getting state grants and all this stuff for that. So I think that's and we have an events committee, like I said, that puts on a lot of neighborhood social events and fundraisers and things like that. So that's kind of gives you an idea of like the sort of stuff that we do. It's a little bit of social and community building stuff, mm-hmm. and then there's also some zoning and kind of civic business type of stuff that we also do.
All right, awesome. And as far as events go, I mean, you guys just had an event in October, right?
Yeah, Fall Fest event with Lutheran Settlement House over on their lawn.
Yep.
I don't think we're necessarily at the center of a lot of the like other kind of neighborhood activity going on, but we try to be like a convener of different groups. Bring there's maybe like 40 different community leaders in the neighborhood of various little like kind of sub communities, and like
Sure.
I think a lot of our job is like kind of knowing who's who, figuring out the opportunities to try and make good things happen, and like bringing mm-hmm. people together to try and use all our resources to make some good things happen. So events wise, we do Meet the Neighbors every year. That's an annual cookout that we have.
Is that the same place every year, or?
Usually it's at the NKCDC, New Kensington Community Development Corporation Garden Center. We do a First Fridays thing in the summer, which is kind of similar. It's more of like a meetup. We'll get like a food truck and a DJ, and have food and beer for sale, and other non-alcoholic drinks too.
Sure.
And then we've been doing park concerts over the summer, from the spring all through the summer, in Palmer Park up here. And then we also tried doing a sidewalk sale this year. That was a lot of fun. We had a couple of them that we're going to bring back in the spring too, in 2022.
It's basically like a yard sale?
Basically a yard sale, but for the whole neighborhood.
Wow.
And that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, post-COVID, you know how it is. It's like there was a lot of alone time and like people kind of in their house, and so we spent a lot of this year trying to get people,
back
exercising
out.
those social muscles again, get the community feeling back, and by having lots of opportunities for people to kind of come back and see people they might not have seen in a little while.
How do people find out about these events? I mean, where can they get this information?
We have main way is our mailing list. We have, if you go to www.fishtown.org, you'll see a newsletter sign up. But we're also on Facebook, Instagram. Fishtown Neighbors Association.
You guys on Instagram.
Yep. We've got some great volunteers, who run our social media, and so we try to reach people in a bunch of different ways.
Do you guys meet the same day and time of the week monthly?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, for the most part. The regular meeting is the third Wednesday of every month, but we also have monthly committee meetings for a lot of the committees.
The area that you guys kind of encompass with FNA, what are the boundaries?
Boundaries are, Front Street is a boundary, York Street is the other northern boundary.
Okay.
And then, we go over to the river. Yeah, basically Front Street all the way down as the border. So we're like a bit of like a triangle with like Front, York, and then, the riverside over there.
Overall, like, what's the goal of all the committees and of FNA as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's ultimately to make this a great neighborhood where everybody feels welcome, and we're using the ample resources that increasingly are here to make life better for the typical resident.
So if you're a new local business owner, and maybe you're just thinking like, hey, is my business going to be accepted or into the neighborhood? Is it smart for them to come talk to the FNA maybe beforehand and just pitch their idea like, hey, I've got this idea, looking for a commercial space to do this?
Yeah.
How would the community kind of
Yeah, I think that
respond?
There's like, it depends on like the what the situation is. I mean, the cool thing about like having the bid here now, the business improvement district, is that like they'll do.
What is that exactly?
A business improvement district is like a special taxing district that has like defined borders.
Okay.
And then within those borders, commercial properties, which includes your typical storefront businesses, but also includes like multifamily housing, which is like like an income producing property. They all pay a small percentage of extra property tax that goes to the special district, and the district then funds lots of different activities. So I think
they have dedicated people that are helping
for the business side stuff. So the whole goal of the bid is to like improve, get more people here, get more, make it more attractive, make it a better place to do business, and kind of fill in the gaps, because business owners, they're focused on running their business. They're not necessarily able to take a lot of time out of the day to focus on kind of those like macro sort of conditions. So like we like to do like sponsorships and kind of try and create events where there are opportunities for local businesses to be like vendors or be sponsors of things and get their name out.
Sweet. So all things community, it sounds like, whether it's an event, zoning, local business, new or old, you guys are kind of collaborating on ways to just improve the neighborhood.
That's right.
I love it. All right, awesome. Well, I think that wraps up our Business Spotlight series. Jon, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And if you guys want to learn more, I follow them on social media, so check them out. Like you said, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or their website. Sign up for their newsletter. and it's FNA, Fishtown Neighbors Association. So that is a wrap, and thanks for joining us, guys. Take care.